We're now going to move on to taking a look at the famous WordPress loop and how we can use it to loop through all of our blog posts and display them on the screen. I've just headed over to the WordPress developer site and then in the loop section, which can give us a bit more information about what the loop is and what it can do. But I've highlighted probably one of the most important and simple sections here, which basically says the loop will loop through each post retrieved for the current page, one at a time, and then we can perform an action for each post that we retrieve. So basically what we're going to do is loop through every post which is being created in WordPress, and then we can structure our blog post in any way which we like using HTML and also some WordPress functions. If we scroll down, we can see how the loop looks in PHP. So this may look a little bit strange if you're not used to PHP, but if you take out the PHP tags, which is quite a lot of them as we go in and out of the code, and then take a step back and sort of read this as it was English, we're basically saying if posts are available by having posts, we're then going to use a loop, which is called a while loop, and then we're going to loop through all these posts and then grab the contents of each post. This means that inside of this while loop section, we then have access to all the available post content, such as the title, the body section, any tags or categories, or anything else which we create. Then after this, all we're doing is just closing off the loop and then closing off the if section from above. Let's go ahead and create this now. At the moment in our blog.html, this is all just static content, and this is fine for a normal HTML website, but we want WordPress to have control over how these blog posts will display on the page. So we're going to create the loop. E to display this to the browser. And then as a string, we can paste in our text once more, add a semicolon, close off the PHP, and now everything is as it should be. Using this _e function allows our text to be translated later on in a theme, which is a pretty essential part of any theme, unless you plan to only use this theme for yourself in one particular language. So this can look pretty confusing if you're new to all this, but just to recap, we are checking if posts are available. If they are, we are looping through with a PHP while loop, and each post that it finds inside of WordPress, we're going to display the content of that post. We're then closing off the loop, and then no more code underneath will be run if these posts are available. However, if these posts are not available, the section just after else will run, and then we'll get a message saying, sorry, no posts match your criteria. We will come back to this later on where we construct the rest of our blog post, so this should look a little bit more clear in a future video. So this index is now our default blog page, if no more specific template can be found. We also need to do the same now for the page template 2, which is going to be a default page if no other page can be found. So let's select all, copy this, and we can use this as our base. Inside of our sidebar, we can create the page.php template, paste this in. Since this is the default page template, not for blog posts, we can say no pages, match your criteria. And finally, the template comment at the top. This is going to be the template for displaying all single posts. So this is it now for our loop basics, but we'll continue with this in the upcoming videos to construct the rest of our blog posts.